So like if you look at what you want to do with Noxus and Shadow Isles is for like Noxus, it's pretty straightforward. You want to be playing stuff like the pet is good as a 1-drop, Disciple is just good, Demolitionist is just good. That's like pretty baseline, right? Transfusion is also good when using in combination of those cards, and Fervor can also be a nice removal tool. Then you go for Shadow Isles and you look at like the most broken cards that you want to be playing. You know, we had a lot of good ones in that list. I don't know if we had like the best though. So Elise is definitely one of those. You want to play her basically every time. She's at the top. Kalista was another champion played here, but I don't know if Kalista's really the look just because, well, she's good, but like, is she really that good? I don't know. She's like a 3-mana 4/3 with Fearsome, which is strong, but is that like really exactly what we want in the deck? I think maybe not. Glimpses feel fine, like they seem like they're a strong card, but maybe we just don't run Glimpse right now. Vile Feast could be good. I don't know about Skitter. I feel like I want to go back and play like a Might-ish deck, like something with like this card involved in it, but I don't know if that's really good enough. Because I mean, all the 1/1s just get answered by so much right now. If you want to do this, you basically just want to go play like the OG deck with crowd favorites, which is maybe actually okay. I just don't know if I'd say it's great or not. Because even just by including like the Demolitionist is like a 2, you're kind of just like moving away from like the Spider build already. You also don't have Rearguard anymore. You play Saboteurs and you play these, so you have like the 9/1s. You have Bond Disciple, Elise, House Spider, Demo Girl, Transfusion, Mind Fervor. And then you could run like a Skitter and I guess just a Darius. But like, is that really good enough, I guess, to win? Could just be the case that like Darius is too slow and just not strong enough, but we could maybe give this deck a spin again. Are we really gonna go wide enough though? I don't know, it's kind of a weird one. House Spider and Elise definitely help you go wide, but I feel like the favorites are maybe just like not really good enough anymore, I guess. Fervor instead of Glimpse is okay. 1 Skitter is kind of a question mark as well. This card does just win you games that you really shouldn't win though. So it's like, what are we really buffing? Let's try it, Lob 3. I should probably write a more detailed command because I'm not gonna lie, that's probably the most common question I get right now. Ash Sejuani might actually be a good matchup for us. No cap. Transfusion with Disciple, turn 2. This whole hand's kind of fine, I think, honestly. What's a matchup you done? It's not like insane, but it's like it's a hand that does stuff. Could argue I should mulligan for like Elise or like you know, maybe even like a Demolitionist maybe, but I feel like this is fine. You know, I appreciate that, yeah. Not too much of the Hearthstone stuff, I'm just having more fun with Runeterra right now. That's the gist of it. This might be a level up Elise type of game, which is good. Having challenges fighters is definitely good into Ash. Pass. So we open attack. He probably kills our 1/1 here. We push 3. And then develops. So I could Transfusion here and here. I can't play House Spider after doing that though, so it's not really worth. We also kill Xena and push 3, so this overall is just fine, I think. In this case, I feel like playing Disciple is probably better than other stuff that we can do here, because I mean, she sets up good transfusions for blocking rounds. And this is a good target to get some damage in here, so this should be good. I don't want to play the House Spider too early though, because then he'll know that we have Elise and really just want to calling her right away. Okay, so that means the Elise is going to die now. Do we really worry about that too much though? Not really. We maybe just pass even, see what he does. Playing more units here isn't going to help our cause really. And because this can't block, he's always going to attack, right? So I mean, there's no reason to feel like he's going to have to, you know, like pass back or something. Even if he does, like, we really don't give a shit, right? Like, we can pass back and just open attack and be fine. Sure. So, I mean, that's, kind of just fine, I think. So I can transfusion, buff this. It's a little bit of a weird transfusion, because, like, I'm using it here to kill a 1-1, to get a spider. Then I have a 4-5 trade, a 6-4, which is okay. It's not great, though. It's a elusive combat trick, but I mean, it's probably actually okay in this case to do this. It kind of just seems off, because, like, I'm not using the transfusion to get more damage to the disciple. Could also have gone for the fervor here, too, if I didn't want to look at something like the elise level up, but I think that the elise level up is a good look here. So he probably Cullings now, based on holding the mana and stuff. Culling Strike just kills the elise. Nope. Get the flipper dog, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Got you with the Aggro, my friends. And I got this guy with the Skitter, let's go. Can't Reckoning, he doesn't have a unit with 5+ power on board, so that's not going to be a play, and I think the Skitter is just kind of gonna fuck him up, I guess, to put it simply. Yeah, it's gonna kind of fuck him up. So do stuff like that. Get back there. And then I guess these two just challenge here. So 3, we can just for lethal next round. Should be about good. Good stuff. So I mean, this is just like a very, very similar deck to the actual first version of I guess Spider Aggro that we played initially and gotten held like rank 3 masters with for a very, very long time during closed beta. I guess open beta, sorry. Yeah. But it is like a very, very similar deck to those type of lists. I think because of Culling here, the only unit I can actually fervor safely is going to be the Elise, right? Which is kind of weird. He can't Reckoning into it though, but I mean... Is there any way you can like punish this with the this Ash deck? It would just be like I guess Reckoning, but I mean... And Culling, but he can't Culling a unit with... I guess he could Brittle Seal and then Culling. So maybe it just isn't the play then. Maybe the play is just pass, let him do stuff and go from there. So like even like the Darius hit in this case is going to be a dub still, so I mean, in this case I can just do this, play the Darius, and basically just force him to play some other answer that he has, and you know, win afterwards, I think. So I do something like this, I guess. Could even keep this, play a Crawling Sensation, and just make it so you know, I have 3 spiders to hit those 3 units if I do this. Which might actually make a little bit more sense here. Because with Elise still up and, you know, he doesn't have the ability to Culling her because he has 4 attack, I can just go Crawling Sensation here. And have 3 spiders to challenge these 3 units. And we should still just be able to win without even using the Fervor here. I could play the Crowd Favor for fun, but I feel like we should probably just do this and not get Sejuani'd. So, I mean, in theory, this is just a dub. You could play, like, Harsh Winds here, that would be fine. You'd have, like, 4 mana left. I mean, into Harsh Winds, we're probably just okay, though, so it's not really, like, that big of a deal. Sure. So we can Culling Strike these. I'd probably just say okay. So he may want to still Culling the Darius this round, right? Which, if he does, then I mean we just win with Fervor. So I don't want to Fervor first. I mean, if anything, okay. So now it doesn't matter. I was gonna say we just play the Favor first because then you know, it has 4 attack at least. So we play around that and make him have like Brittle Seal plus the Culling. But you know, now after waiting patiently, you get the good Fervor, and that's gonna be a dub. So I mean, definitely a good endgame there. And, you know, good game overall, I'd say. Pretty solid. Swing Yasuo, so I mean, spiders get collapsed so hard by the Intimidating Rune in this matchup, but otherwise we just go really wide and pop off. So, I mean, We're on odds, so Skitter is like not even really that good, but I mean something along these lines is probably okay. Maybe argue just toss a Skitter and look for some units like Elise, maybe try to get another one of those bad ladies popping off here for us. Always Saboteur in one in this matchup. I don't think they run one drops, so she's just really strong. Gets you to 3. Pass. Hello, sweetie. Nothing that is going to value block that, so I mean, just play the Elise and take the L into it, I think.
My turn.
Value blocking just means Elise will get flocked, and we don't really want to see that. So I'm not going to play for a line where that's going to happen. 4 mana. So I think we want to go wide here. It's just whether or not we want to play cards first or after. I feel like if we open attack, you'd actually want to probably clear the Saboteur with this Disciple. Which means we then only need to play the House Spider to level up Elise. So we should actually play for a line like this, I think. Definitely decent there. Push some damage, and we kind of bait him into allowing us to kind of have the Elise leveled. With the House Spider, definitely a pretty sweet kind of look there with that.
My true beauty is beneath the skin.
Okay, and we get a fully juiced crowd favorite here, which is also really good. So I mean, there's really not too much to say about this round other than, you know, this is kind of really not serious. So I mean, we're gonna play a 4 mana 7/6 with Overwhelm, and you know, just kind of tell him your move. See exactly what he can do into that. And next round, I'd like to play Skitter to get better trades and stuff, but I feel like it's just not really the move because of, I guess, Intimidating Roar. It's a little bit too good. I guess it doesn't, no, it wouldn't hit Elise as a thing, right? So it's actually not that insane. And we would allow ourselves to have better trades. I mean, it might actually be worthwhile to do so. Is there anything else really that he could do? Not a ton, but I think it's still probably going to be the open. It feels like that's just like most likely going to be a better play. Stuff like this, challenge these. Maybe some transfusion stuff happens. Put him at 1. He technically can't block with any of these right now, though, is the thing. So I mean, if we do this, it's technically a dub, but I mean, he's probably going to play like a Will of Ionia or something, so I mean, it might just be better to say that this is okay to happen. But I think for me, I'm kind of happier just doing stuff like this. Where like, I just assume that, you know, he will have combat tricks here to kind of punish us, so we're not going to get lethal. I mean, even if it is the case that we put him at 1 here, obviously we have Demolitionist, so it's not really that big of a deal at this point. Sure, so he's keeping his cards alive, that's fine. Clearly not a very good crowd favorite anymore, though. So I mean, it's definitely not the best play in the entire world. We want to Skitter next round still. So I guess we're just gonna play 2 Saboteurs and chill. I don't really play him though, is the thing, if I don't do it now, but it's not really the look, I think, to jam him at the moment. I don't think I do this yet. I think we wait on this. I think that's about the turn. Yeah, that's kind of a good combo to have.
I will play my part. Please, I have connections.
He only has 7 mana here. So it's not like he can Yasuo and Intimidating Roar here. I mean, he could develop a Yasuo. Reckoner, so he's on something that's irrelevant usually here. I could get the guaranteed hit off with this. I also only have 1 challenge here. So if I go crowd favorite and he has like a way to kind of bounce it back to my hand, we actually get punished pretty heavily here. But I mean, what is the but I mean that I'm trying to say here? I think it's actually safer to give up on the favor, go for Demolitionist here, take the 4, and just say that you know, I'm gonna get one of these 2 ones to connect next round. Because we can just open attack and probably win most of the time. Like, we're up 2 units still. GG, yeah. So just because we're up 2 units, I mean, it's forcing him to do so much here to actually clear, right? It'd have to be like Death's Stop, Will of Ionia again, basically, and just like continuously forcing that'll basically just lead to a victory every time. So so good dub again. Yeah, really good dub actually. You don't care how strong aggro is, you just don't want it to be popular again? I don't know if I'd say aggro is super popular. I feel like the metagame is actually like relatively diverse for this game. I could be wrong, but it doesn't really seem like it's dominated by aggro, I guess. I don't think I keep fervor. This hand should be okay though. It's not like insane, but it's a decent one. I don't know if they run ones, to be honest. I know they can sometimes run Hapless Aristocrat, but I feel like I risk it here for the extra 1 damage, I think. It makes sense to me to do that because I don't think it's... I mean, even if the block happens, that's fine, right? Yeah. Okay. So is this ever like aggro, but a different type of aggro than what we're playing? Where he's trying to play with Swain instead of Darius? That's kind of looking like it, yeah. Just maybe. I mean, I can't in any case ever block any of these, so like we just do this and we're fine. So because I can level up Elise here, I might just like actually look to do that. So I think it is pretty strong in matchups like this to have her leveled. To just get better traits. Maybe just actually open attack with this. You know, it's not the case where you have to play around Black Spears or anything, because I mean nobody's gonna run that really. So you shouldn't have to worry about that too much there. And we should be fine with the Spider plus Pat. He can also do the same thing with his Elise now, and I mean in the case that he has that, it's gonna be a lot better for him because he gets to attack right away. So basically, if he levels his Elise here, I kind of just lose the game. That's just how it goes though. That's on Elise, so we're fine. But if he just opens, I can't really block anything. So I mean, we're still kind of losing.
Let me change into something more comfortable.
If he does allow us to play the Skitter, it's quite good though, because I mean these two become you know, able to block and actually get good trades off. Fortunately, not the case. I may actually be okay going to 5 here. If I block the Elise, it allows him to do so much to clear, so I think I'd rather actually just let him do that. See, it's okay. Pass here. And you know, just pick it up next turn with the Skitter and really just have that card dominate for a bit. Relax, man.
Everything's in place.
That's should be about the look, I think. What a weird game.
Oh, I can't wait.
So what I'm gonna die to this game?
I'll try anyone once. War Mason, reporting for duty. Make the Empire proud. You take good care of my little ones.
That is not a good look, gentlemen. Have to play the favorite without getting full value out of it, just so I can deny him getting the 2-1 hit in.
Let's get a good look at you. Timing is everything.
So I mean, any spell's gonna do it, right? But I guess he has nothing. GG's. Kind of a cool deck. I'm kind of curious about how exactly Swain ties in there. But I mean, it's a pretty similar look to like exactly what we're doing here. Differences being that he values Arachnoid Horror a little bit more, whereas like I'm looking at like spells like Bond and Might to be a little bit better for me. But overall, like relatively similar kind of ideas, I think. Does open attack generally translate as an aggressive play to the opponent? I don't know if you can always just say that open attack is going to be like an aggressive play, but it's usually a play that means that you're trying to play around like slow spells, or you know, maybe on the exact turn that you're open attacking, your opponent can develop something that'll trade well into what you're trying to do. That's usually what it'll allude to, at least. So it doesn't always mean, you know, you're looking for like the most aggressive play in the world or anything, but what it does mean is that you're trying to play around things that you know you think are likely from your opponent on that given phase. Would be how I would describe it, at least. Dude, I play into Runation so often. I know you're saying that, but I actually do play into Runation so much, man. It's one of those cards that I actually don't respect a lot of the time. Thermal there is fine. It's pretty much expected, I think. You really can't play around it. I kept double Precious Pet because if I had the hand where you know you get the triple ones, super good to open with that. It's really aggressive and you know, a hand that can definitely get out of control basically right away as soon as the game starts. So that's kind of what I was looking to do. That being said, I mean it's usually not going to work out in that exact fashion for you. Probably do play a 4/3 here. It's just good enough. It's not that great, right? You know, for 4 mana, it's actually quite bad, I would argue in this case, but you know, it's something that I think we're kind of okay with doing. See what he wants to block with. It's a good trade for us. Push 6. I think clearing it is better than leaving it up, because I mean we're always gonna have to deal with that. So like Darius just gets farmed by it, and Darius is kind of like the look this game.
There seems to be the problem.
So he's 1 mana. I could just play Demolitionist and then like just attack right away over going for Darius, I think. Darius is like kind of a bait here because it gets answered by a lot, sorry. Whereas the open attack is actually just good. It's very strong. You can't block any of the fearsome cards or anything. So I mean, like this just happens. He has to block the 2/3, then I can just play the Disciple plus Transfusion and win the game. Or I mean, sometimes it's Transfusion to play around, you know, some cards that would maybe remove units here potentially. It's kind of deep decks, killing them. Try killing them. It's usually quite effective. Gotcha's annoying and Mystic, so be it 6, but I can do this and then we win the game. GG. Good transfusion there. Yeah. Nice punish to the Heimer Greed. Really good there to secure the dub. To the 1, the greedy block, and 2, you know, just going for him on 5 when he had no spell mana for him. Definitely a good win where you punish the slower deck for sure. I still keep Saboteur because it's a 1. Disciple's probably fine to block with, but this is not really an ideal hand. Prefer to have spiders, I think. I think mono decks are good. Yep. I mean, you usually want to splash some stuff with the mono decks, but they're not terrible. I'd probably just passive this. I don't really care about the 1 damage here, just because I mean, can Vista back up, and I mean maybe we get like a crowd favorite that we want to buff with the Saboteur later. What is the deck tracker? I think the website is just LoR dash deck tracker. That's it. Nothing much more to it than that.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's not a Mobalytics one though. It's community based. You should be attacking with both. But okay. Doesn't want to give the Disciple value, but I think he's just like, you know, maybe giving a little bit too much stock value to the Elise here. So let this 1/1 die, so he's a 3/3, which would then be able to block the Elise, but I would push 2 damage. Could 5-head it and try to go for the Elise level here.
That's the egg. Did it move? Quite the dish, aren't you?
You can see the Nebastian border from here. Ready the torches.
Okay, so I play that to bait, so I can play the House Spider and Leveler next round. Might not actually work out, but I think in a lot of cases it should be good. So, I mean, like, he can attack here. I don't really give a shit, right? We're gonna have really good trades into his board and kind of just fuck him up next round. So, I mean, it's not really an issue at this current point in time. Oh, the buff. Okay, that's kind of scary though. Maybe we kind of are worried now. I don't want to. I think I just like say it's okay. Just take it.
My true beauty is beneath the skin.
That's kind of really good. Would I get rid of the 2-1 for it though? I also don't really get to play both of these, and I kind of do want to play both of these here. But it is also just kind of broken, so I should probably just play the kind of broken card. Maybe it's even just like get rid of a Spiderling. So with this, I'm probably going to challenge the Elise. 2-2 goes into this. 1-1 probably gets buffed and kills that. But the 2-1 kind of sucks, so this is probably just fine. I'm not blocking the last spider. I thought this having more health would be more beneficial to me. But yeah, you could be right. My play could have been bad. Do that, do this. Sorry, it's not like that. Let's do that, and then do this. Then do this, and then
I love a taste of the ash.
do this. If he takes those trades, are we just fine with that right away? Like, he should be blocking this up, but I mean, if he just does this and we don't have to bond, are we okay with this? I feel like probably okay. So I don't play, like, the bond yet or anything, I just, like, do this, so, you know, I make him maybe use some mana and see what he wants to do. Just because with these, basically, we're leading with the assumption we think he's going to be, you know, utilizing the spells, basically. So he does, I can't transfusion now. Ideal is maybe I'd be able to play around, like, a feast or something. Obviously not the case anymore, and I mean, he had nothing anyways, so this turn is actually, like, just way too perfect. I was never really assuming that it would end up being this good, but yeah, Brothers Bonds and the crowd favor this round is kind of just, like, hard carrying right now. Not gonna lie. It feels like it's super unlikely that he would have nothing there as far as spells go, but I mean, we ended up getting the case where he actually just had nothing, and I mean, based on that, we're kind of just popping. So, my Darius isn't leveled. I can play Transfusion here on the Disciple to buff the Elise so she isn't dead, if we want. I could also just play Darius and say that I don't care that these die. He has a 4-4 and a 2-1. I have a Darius and a favorite. My favorite attacks first. Puts him at 11, and then we should win with the Darius, so I guess I just pass here then. And go for the Darius line. I guess I can technically play it right now. I'm not really going to do anything with it, though. But yeah, he just kills these two. We don't really care. We attack with these units. He has to have, like, Vengeance, I guess. Atrocity won't do enough right now. But I could have kept them alive. It's just that I don't really think it's that valuable to do that. Whereas, like, in this case, I have Darius developed, and I can play Decimate at the end of the round if I need to. So open attack, obviously going to be a win if he does nothing. In this case, we still do the 3 levels. So again, this is also important because, like, we kind of have to read that he has nothing in his hand, right? So I mean, it's good to do stuff like this when you can kind of tell that your opponent really has fuck all. So, and I mean, in this case, he really has nothing. So, big win, free. Pretty cool halfway time, yes sir. At least Hecarim. Okay. So this might be like a lab deck like what we were playing where basically what you do is you play Bilgewater for the ability to have the Monkey Idol, which is really good with Hecarim, so maybe like more of an ephemeral focus deck. I feel like Saboteur is not going to be very good. It is still a 1 though, so I may want to keep it still. Yeah, I think that not having a 1 is quite bad, so it's a better look to just have it than to not have it. Especially on odds. It just, it feels pretty stupid to not look for that. Nice. Pretty obvious that the Saboteur kind of sucked, or would have sucked here, I guess. Probably opens for the 1 here.
I'd follow you anywhere.
Eliza, oh no. Not the best look for us. Our hand is actually really bad because I mean it's a hand that's like super centered around damaging your own units, and we really don't do a good job of that right now. So it's not one I'm super excited about, but it's okay. You have like 1 unit hitting Elise, which is good. I mean, sometimes if he wants to block with Elise, I can actually kill his Elise with Transfusion. Not that that would be really that good at all, but I mean, it's a potential option, I guess. It's not terrible, but I would say that we're definitely in an unfavored spot here, which is okay. Against these like other Shadow Isle decks, especially with Bilgewater Splash, we really shouldn't be in that great of a spot anyways, really at any time, so I'm kind of okay with that. So it puts a 1-1 into the 2-1, Elise goes into that, I get Transfusion, and then I can't Transfusion again, but I can Transfusion to kill the Elise, at least. I could also start with a Saboteur as well here, if we want. To let the Saboteur die instead, maybe. Might also notice how like I queue into the Bilgewater stuff, and like I actually don't even mention the word Make It Rain. Because I mean, you see that and then you just jump, dude. You absolutely just get out. It's one of the reasons why decks like this, people just don't even bother trying to play. You know, this spider board based kind of aggro list right now. Is just because cards like Make It Rain really do farm you, and if you're playing a version that uses Noxus as well as Shadow Isles, you basically have nothing that gives you health. I mean, you can play Mark of the Isles if you want, but I mean, that going down to +2/2 from +3/3 is kind of a turbo nerf, so you're probably not going to be wanting to do that.
Please, I have connections.
Okay, so I mean, this is just a test to basically see if we can bait the Elise trade. Sure, we do. So that's good. So would I kill this? I mean, do I even want that token popped? I could just kill the House Spider, push the 1 damage here, and do that if we want. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much though. Feel like that's fine. Kill the Elise, because I mean that's really the big thing that we have to deal with here, and the issue that we're really going to be kind of having to deal with for the rest of the game is the fact that he just has an Elise that is kind of frustrating for us, so this is good. Whale wiped your board earlier? Yeah. I mean, the decrease in Whale's play rate is definitely something that can allow this deck to do well. Because, I mean, it's still a good card, it's just not like, you know, must play or like super needed at the moment, I think. Nothing in a Transfusion. It's probably just like double Demolitionist, like demo a 1/1 and then demo the demo. And then look for like Transfusion Might stuff, which isn't even going to be lethal. And yeah, this might have to be like a Darius type of game where we win with that, or you know, something along those lines, because I mean, nothing is really looking very good right now for us at all. It's kind of just like a bad look in general at the moment. What's up, Michael? How you doing, man?
Where are you?
If they don't break,
So we hit that. This is going to be 4 damage from playing 2 of these, so I mean, it is still good. It's one of the cards that, like, you know, I was even thinking about cutting, like, every time we basically go back to the drawing board, cutting 1 or 2 of them. Because, I mean, you do run into situations like this quite often, because, I mean, if you look at, like, your ones, none of them have more than 1 health. So, I mean, they all kind of get farmed by Demolitionist, and, you know, it makes it so Demolitionist really isn't a true 2-drop, I guess. She's more of a card that you play a little bit later, I guess.
reporting for duty.
She's still definitely good, though, and one that I would say is worth it to run. Just like a solid card. That's a climb. Oh, it's decent. I don't really have any complaints right now. Would I hit these, or would I just let them go in? I'll take 4 if I kill them right now. I think I just pass. It feels like it's the play most of the time.
Everything's in place.
So we actually probably do get lethal here. Unless he blocks with the pranksters. Actually, he probably will block with the pranksters, so I shouldn't say that we get lethal here. It's actually not very likely, yeah. Yeah, so he's doing the smart stuff. And Defile Feast or something, maybe? Make it rain, okay. This guy's fucking us up. So... Transfusion Might is the most damage right now. If I'm 7 off, I mean, I can do 5 extra to put him at 2, and then Fervor is technically lethal next rounds. I gain damage if I Might here, right? Like, I could Transfusion this here, and then just Might this, and then I technically gain damage, so I mean, I put him at 1 or 2 then. 8 and then 4 plus... It's technically better. Alright, put him at 1, yeah. It means I also don't lose to Feast, or it's like if I mean, I guess I wouldn't if I went on the pet anyways, because I mean, the pet has, it would have 3 health rates, I mean, it's not really something to talk about, I guess. With the transfusion, I guess, so yeah, it's not really anything to mention. But at this point, it's just going to be waiting for him to spend mana and then just like playing Fervor. Pretty average ending to the game. And you might ask like why I run this and I don't run Decimate, and I think the reason basically is because the Fervor is just going to be something that you know, is playable for a lot of different situations and is also a lot cheaper than Decimate while only dealing 1 less damage. And it's also fast versus slow. So there's like a lot of reasons why I think this card is good and why I think Decimate is not, but basically, I think a lot of time in card games, versatility of individual cards is really important, and this is a card that definitely fits that kind of a bill of being versatile. Whereas Decimate is just very static. It's similar to Darius, but you know, even more static than that.
For the glory of Noxus.
The game, I think that's 10-1 now, I want to say. Yeah, I want to say at this point we're 10-1 with this list, which is pretty nutty. Definitely a super pop off, and I mean we're climbing at like a really fast rate with it.